Before we start, if you're new here and enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe for more NBA content like this. I'm trying to hit 14,000 subscribers by November, so all support would be greatly appreciated. Due to some problems out of their control, the Brooklyn Nets had quite an underwhelming 2020 NBA season, finishing as the 7th seed and being knocked out in the first round via a sweep by the Toronto Raptors. Obviously, injuries to their two superstars in Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving depleted the roster of talent for most of the season, but with them likely returning at full strength next season, NBA fans are getting excited. However, I wouldn't say too much about them just yet. Though I do believe the Nets will be very good next season, I do think this team is still getting a bit overhyped. So, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the truth about them and show you why it might be best not to say too much about them just yet. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to help me hit 14k, but with that all being said, let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets. The first issue I have with this team is Kevin Durant and how healthy he will be next season. His Achilles injury is extremely serious, and not many players have ever returned to play at the same level they were on once they recover from it, Dominique Wilkins being the only one in the history of the NBA to do so. With this injury, Durant is likely to lose a fair chunk of athleticism and quickness that makes his game so deadly, so in my eyes that will hurt his overall effectiveness. In my opinion, if Durant isn't at least 80% of what he was, the Nets will struggle a lot more than what they are perceived to do. As I've said, I still think this team will be very good, but if Durant's not close to the level he once was, then I can imagine the Nets slipping down the ranks and making their potential title run a lot harder. We're going to have to wait and see what Durant is like, because a lot of their success will be based off of his play. And though it's good that he'll have Kyrie by his side, I doubt Irving will be the one to lead this team to a championship. I'm not making any conclusions here, but Durant's health and level of play once he returns will be vital to the Nets' success, which I think right now too many people are betting on. This isn't just a calf strain, this is a very serious injury, so I wouldn't get my hopes up insanely high. Another small issue I have, it's not too major but it is one nonetheless, is the potential locker room dramas that may occur during this season. Unfortunately, the media plays a large part of this and blow a lot of things up and out of proportion that surround the polarizing figures of Durant and Irving especially. There is potential for these two to clash though. Kyrie has said many times the past few seasons that he wants to lead a team, and with Durant, that spotlight will be taken away, so who knows how he'll handle that. To be fair, he's probably realized the first option leadership role just isn't for him, which is the more likely case, but I just thought I would mention that. I also believe that it may take a little while for the Nets to start playing cohesively as a team and to get their chemistry up. They'll be very rough to begin next season. Durant and Kyrie still haven't played together yet properly, there's a new coach in the building, so it's very likely in my eyes that they start next season pretty poorly. On the note of a coach, Kyrie has said recently that the Nets don't need a head coach, so I'm just wondering how Steve Nash will take that. I doubt it affects the locker room that much, but definitely something to ponder on. Overall, this isn't a major issue and most incidents will be blown out of proportion, like usual, but I think there is reason for concern, especially with some of the comments Kyrie Irving has said lately. The final issue with the Nets is Kyrie and KD are being too demanding, and I view this as a problem as it could hurt the team. For example, Kenny Atkinson, who is a solid head coach, has now been fired due to his apparent inability to coach to the wants and needs of Durant and Irving. A thing KD and Kyrie wanted out of Atkinson was to replace Jarrett Allen in the starting lineup with their good friend DeAndre Jordan, which is not only quite selfish, but it's also not beneficial to the team. Allen is a much better player than Jordan, who is now out of his prime. If this continues to become a problem and the superstars continue to demand more and more from the organization, we could see a lot of internal clashes. Kyrie saying Brooklyn don't need a head coach almost immediately after hiring one isn't a great look, and though I hope that was just a rare instance, it's hard to tell if it is. For the sake of this team's success, I hope that DeAndre Jordan-Kenny Atkinson incident was just a one-off, as we've seen how special treatment for particular players affects a team and angers the other teammates, with the Clippers this season. Again, I'm not sure how often this occurs, but it is definitely something to keep an eye on next season, and if it continues, it could hurt the Nets' success next season. Unfortunately for the Nets, people are overhyping them a lot. With a top 5 player in the league and an arguable top 10 player at times, it's not unfair to say this team should be a title contender. But I think fans should take all the other factors into consideration. This is a virtually brand new squad, who, due to injuries, haven't played a lot together. There's been clashes last season, and likely many more to come, which could affect this team's success. Their best player is coming off a career-altering injury and hasn't played professional basketball in 18 months, and that's likely to be closer to 24 months once next season starts, so that will of course affect his play. As the new season continues on, they will improve, they will get better, but to immediately say right now that they are a top 2 or 3 favorite next season is a bit premature. The hard truth about the Brooklyn Nets for now is that there are simply too many unknowns. How good will Durant be when he returns from injury? Will he and Kyrie mesh well? Will locker room dramas become an issue? And what is the deal with the head coach? It is just too hard to tell how well they'll do next season. So if I was a fan, I'd wait until we see them in action before making any judgments. Again, the Brooklyn Nets are going to be great next season. That's going to happen with 2 top 15 players, but I wouldn't call them the best team in the NBA just yet. And that will conclude the video. What do you guys think of this? How good will the Brooklyn Nets be next season to you? Where do they rank in your personal power rankings? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I am out. Peace.